Welcome to Miss English Channel, the place where learning feels alive, real, and full of energy. Today, Paul and I are going to talk about something that every English learner faces: how to understand fast English. You know that feeling when someone speaks and all you can think is, wait, what did they just say?
Oh, yes, I've seen that look before. The wide eyes, the frozen smile. You catch one or two words, then suddenly it all sounds like a long blur. And you start thinking, do they even breathe when they talk that fast?
Exactly. And that's why this episode is so important. Because understanding fast English is not about being perfect. It's about training your ears and your brain to recognize patterns, not individual words. Once you get that, everything starts to click.
Let's be honest. English in movies or real conversations is nothing like English in your textbook. In class, the teacher says every word clearly. What are you doing? But in real life, it becomes, what you doing? And your brain goes, wait, was that English?
I know, right? And you think, I studied this for years. Why can't I understand? But it's not your fault. It's how native speakers naturally talk. They connect sounds, drop letters, and speak in rhythm, like music.
That's a great way to put it, like music. English has rhythm. Some words are strong, some are soft, and some almost disappear. For example, I'm going to go to the store. You hear gonna and store, but everything in between flies by.
Yes, and that's what we call connected speech. It's one of the biggest reasons fast English feels hard to understand. The words don't stand alone. They flow together, like a river.
Let's break that down for our listeners. Here's what really happens when people talk fast. First, linking sounds. Instead of saying, turn off the light, we say, turn off the light. Second, reduced sounds. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. And third, dropping sounds. Like next day becomes next day.
Exactly. And none of that is wrong. It's just natural. So if you ever listened to a native speaker and thought, they're skipping words, you're right. But that's how real English works.
And the funny thing is, once you start noticing these patterns, fast English doesn't sound scary anymore. You start to say, I know what they're doing.
Let's pause here for a second. If you're listening to us right now, I want you to do something small. Repeat after me slowly. What are you doing? Now say it faster. What you doing? See that? You just spoke like a native speaker.
That's a great mini exercise, and it shows the truth. You don't need perfect grammar to sound natural. You just need to understand the flow.
Exactly. The key to understanding fast English is not about speed, it's about pattern recognition. Once your brain gets used to how sounds connect, you'll start understanding movies, songs, and real conversations with ease.
Now let's talk about something even deeper, the psychology of listening. Because understanding fast English isn't only about your ears, it's also about your emotions.
That's so true. Think about the last time you tried to listen to something difficult in English. Maybe a podcast, a movie, or a conversation at work. You probably felt nervous, right? Your heart beats faster, your mind says, I don't get it, and suddenly you stop listening.
Yes, that moment when your brain freezes. You're not just hearing words, you're fighting anxiety. And that's what blocks understanding.
Here's the truth. It's okay not to catch every word. Even native speakers don't understand every single word in a conversation. We use context, the topic, the tone, the situation to fill in the gaps.
Exactly. For example, if I say, hey, I'm going to grab some, you already know I mean food or coffee, right? Because the context gives it away.
That's such a powerful trick. Don't panic when you miss words. Focus on the main idea. Your brain is smart. It will guess the meaning naturally.
And here's something I always tell my students. When you listen, don't translate. The moment you try to translate every word into your language, you lose time. The speaker is already 5 words ahead.
Exactly. Instead, train your brain to think directly in English. It takes time, but once you reach that level, listening becomes so much easier.
So, what can our listeners do right now to start improving? Let's give them some golden principles. Simple, but powerful.
All right. Principle number 1. Don't try to understand every single word. Focus on the key words. For example, if someone says, "I was really tired yesterday, but I still went out with my friends and watched a great movie," you only need tired, friends, movie to catch the idea.
Exactly. That's enough. You don't need 100%. You just need 70% to follow the story.
Principle number 2. Listen for context. If the topic is food and you hear, "I'm going to grab some," your brain knows what's next. Lunch, dinner, or snacks?
Principle number 3, train your ears to common patterns. Practice words like gonna, wanna, gotta, gonna. These small sounds appear everywhere. Once your brain recognizes them, fast English becomes much easier.
Yes. You can even make it a game. Watch a short clip from YouTube or Netflix and try to catch these small words. Write them down. You'll start hearing them everywhere.
Principle number 4, repeat and shadow. This is one of my favorite exercises.
Mine too. It's like singing with English. You listen to a short clip, maybe 10 seconds, and repeat exactly what the speaker says. Match the rhythm, tone, and emotion.
If the speaker says, "What you doing?" Don't say it slowly. Copy it. "What you doing?" That's how you train your mouth and your ears together.
At first, it feels hard. But trust me, after 1 week of daily shadowing, you'll feel a big change. Your ears become sharper. Your pronunciation gets smoother.
And your confidence grows because suddenly you can feel the rhythm of real English.
I love that. Because learning English is not just about understanding others. It's about expressing yourself naturally.
Absolutely. And that's why we say, don't just study English, train it, like exercise for your ears.
Exactly. So if you're listening now, remember this. Every time you listen, you're not just practicing English, you're training your brain to think faster, to react quicker, and to stay calm under pressure.
Yes. Step by step, day by day, your ears will catch more words, your brain will predict better, and fast English will start to sound clear.
Beautifully said, Paul. And that's a perfect way to end our first part. Stay with us, because in the next part, we'll talk about how to practice daily, the common mistakes most learners make, and how to fix them for good.
That's right. You don't want to miss this. It might change the way you listen to English forever.
Welcome back to Miss English Channel. In this part, we're going to talk about something really practical, how to practice listening every day, and the common mistakes that stop you from improving. Because sometimes it's not what you do, but what you keep doing wrong that slows your progress.
That's so true. Most learners think they just need to listen more, but it's not about quantity. It's about how you listen. You can listen to English for hours and still not improve if your approach is passive.
Exactly. Passive listening is when you just play English in the background while cooking or scrolling your phone. It helps a little, but not much. What you really need is active listening.
Active listening means you focus, repeat, shadow, and pay attention to details. You're not just hearing the sounds, you're training your brain. For example, listen to a short clip, pause it, and repeat what you hear.
Yes, and here's a simple daily routine that works wonders. Step 1, choose a short video. no more than 30 seconds. Step 2, listen with subtitles once. Step 3, turn subtitles off and listen again. Step 4, shadow the sentences. Step 5, write down new words or phrases you hear.
If you follow that for just 10 minutes a day, you'll be shocked at your progress after 1 month. It's not magic, it's consistency. The same way you train muscles in the gym, you train your listening muscles.
Exactly. And remember, when you practice, choose something you enjoy. If you love movies, watch short scenes. If you love music, listen to your favorite song and sing along. When you enjoy the process, your brain learns faster.
Let's talk about the mistakes now, because I see these all the time. Mistake number 1, trying to understand every single word.
Oh yes, that's the big one. Learners feel like if they miss one word, they've failed. But that's not true. Understanding is not perfection, it's communication. Focus on the meaning, not on every syllable.
Mistake number 2, only listening to slow English. Many students stay comfortable with teachers or textbook audios, but real life is not slow. If you don't challenge your ears, they won't grow stronger.
That's right. Start with short, fast English instead of long, easy ones. It's like running. You don't become faster by walking slower forever. You have to push yourself a little.
Mistake number 3, listening once and giving up. You listen, you don't understand, and you think, this is too hard. But the first time is supposed to be hard. Every new sound needs repetition before it sticks.
Exactly. The first time you listen, you're building awareness. The second time, your brain starts to catch patterns. The third time, you understand more. The fourth time, it feels natural. That's the process.
Mistake number 4, losing motivation too quickly. Some learners tell me, Paul, I've been learning for months and I still can't understand Netflix. And I say, that's okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's such a good reminder. Progress is invisible at first, but it's always happening. You don't notice your ears improving day by day, but one day you'll suddenly realize, wow, I understood that whole conversation.
Exactly. So don't measure progress by how perfect you sound or how fast you understand. Measure it by how consistent you are.
Let's also make learning fun again, because if you enjoy it, you'll stay with it longer. Want to share some fun ideas, Paul?
Sure. Idea number 1. Use your favorite shows. Watch one scene from your favorite movie. First, use subtitles to catch the story. Then, turn them off and listen again. Challenge yourself to catch at least 5 phrases.
Idea number 2, play Guess the Word. Listen to a short audio. Pause before the end of a sentence and try to guess what word comes next. It's fun and trains your prediction skills, just like native speakers use.
Mistake number 3. Copy your favorite actors. Pick one sentence, one tone, and one expression. Try to say it exactly like them. Same speed, same emotion, same intonation. You'll sound natural and confident.
Idea number 4, record yourself. Take a short audio, repeat it, and record your version. Then listen and compare. You'll start noticing small differences in sound, stress, and rhythm.
That's one of the most powerful exercises, because sometimes we don't realize how we actually sound until we hear ourselves.
Yes, and it helps you improve both listening and speaking at the same time. You're training both sides of communication, your ears and your voice.
Now let's connect this to real life. Imagine you're working in an office and your boss speaks quickly in English. You might not catch every word, but you catch the main idea. That gives you confidence to reply, to ask questions, and to stay engaged.
Or maybe you're traveling. You order food, and the waiter speaks fast. Instead of panicking, you focus on keywords like chicken, sauce, spicy. That's enough to respond naturally. That's how confidence grows, through small victories.
Exactly. Real English is not about being perfect. It's about connection. When you understand even 70%, you can smile, respond, and be part of the moment. That's real success.
Let's take this moment to remind you, don't compare your English to someone else's. Compare your English today to your English 1 month ago. That's the only comparison that matters.
Yes, that's your real competition, your past self. And every day you practice, you're winning that race.
So now, let's push to the emotional core. The reason you started learning English in the first place. Maybe it's for a job, travel, or to talk to people around the world. But deep down, it's about freedom. The freedom to express yourself, to share your story.
That's powerful, because understanding fast English is not just a skill, it's a bridge. It connects you to new people, ideas, and opportunities.
Yes, and every time you understand a new sentence, you're opening another door. So celebrate that. Even one small improvement is a victory.
And please remember, don't wait for motivation to come. Motivation appears after you take action. Practice first, feel motivated later.
That's such an important message because most people think they need to feel ready. But the truth is, no one feels ready. You just start, and that's how change happens.
Exactly. Step by step, minute by minute. That's how your listening improves. That's how your confidence grows.
All right, before we wrap up this part, let's quickly review the biggest lessons. Don't chase every word, focus on meaning. Don't stay in your comfort zone, challenge yourself. Don't give up too soon, listen again and again.
And don't forget to enjoy the process. English is not a subject you study, it's a world you join.
That's beautiful, Paul. Stay with us, because in the next part, we're going to share the final secret, how to build your daily routine, stay consistent, and never lose motivation again.
Yes, because when you master that, English won't just be something you learn, it'll become something you live.
You've made it to the final part of this episode, and that means one thing. You're serious about improving your English. So today, we'll talk about how to build your daily routine, keep your motivation alive, and make fast English feel natural every single day.
That's right, because knowing the techniques is one thing, but turning them into habits, that's where the real transformation happens. The learners who grow the fastest aren't the smartest ones, they're the most consistent ones.
Exactly. It's not about studying for 5 hours once a week. It's about practicing for 15 minutes every day. Small steps, repeated daily, create massive change.
Let's build a simple daily routine right now, something anyone can do. Step 1. Choose your focus time. Morning, lunchtime, or before bed, pick one moment that's easy to repeat. Step 2. Choose one short English video or podcast. Step 3. Listen actively for 10 minutes. Pause, repeat, shadow, and note down one new phrase. Step 4. Speak that phrase aloud 3 times during your day.
That's it. Simple but powerful. If you do that every day, your listening and speaking skills will grow naturally. You'll start thinking in English without even trying.
You know, Emily, I remember one student, Minh, from Vietnam. He used to struggle with fast English so much that he almost gave up. But instead of quitting, he decided to listen for 10 minutes every morning while making coffee. After 2 months, he said, "Paul, I can finally understand YouTube without subtitles."
I love that story. It shows how small daily actions create huge results. Min didn't wait for the perfect plan, he just started.
And that's what we want everyone listening right now to do. Don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect mood, or the perfect level. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can.
Exactly, because every time you practice, you're telling yourself, I'm improving, I'm moving forward. And that mindset, that belief, is the real secret to fluency.
Let's be honest. There will be days when you feel tired or distracted. That's normal. But on those days, do something small. Even if you just listen to one English song or repeat one sentence, it still counts.
Yes, because consistency beats intensity. Motivation will rise and fall, but habits will carry you forward. You just need to keep the rhythm.
And if you ever feel stuck, remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Maybe it's to travel, to get a better job, or simply to talk to people around the world. That purpose is your fuel.
So true. Let's take a deep breath together and think, what does understanding English mean for you? For some people, it means confidence. For others, it means freedom. Whatever it means to you, hold on to that vision.
Because that vision will pull you through every challenge. When English feels hard, remember, it's not just about learning words, it's about becoming the kind of person who never gives up.
That's powerful, Paul. And you know what? When I see learners make progress, even small progress, I always tell them to celebrate, because celebration builds confidence.
Exactly. If today you understood one new phrase, celebrate it. If tomorrow you understand a full sentence, celebrate it again. Step by step, you'll start to notice a big difference.
And here's something important. Never say, my English is bad. Say, my English is improving. Your words shape your mindset. Speak kindly to yourself.
Yes, because language learning is not just about English, it's also about self-belief. The moment you believe you can, your progress doubles.
Let's talk about something many learners ask. How long will it take me to understand fast English? The answer is simple. It depends on your consistency, not your talent.
Exactly. If you practice a little every day, you'll understand more in a few months than someone who studies once a week for hours. English rewards those who show up daily.
That's the truth. And the good news is, you already have everything you need. Your phone, your ears, your curiosity, and your time. Just use them wisely.
So, to everyone listening right now, we want to challenge you. For the next 30 days, listen to English for 10 minutes every day. No skipping, no excuses.
And after 30 days, come back and tell us, how much more can you understand? How much more confident do you feel? Because you will notice the difference.
You'll start to hear words you never caught before. You'll notice the rhythm of English. You'll even start thinking, hey, this isn't fast anymore.
That's when you know you've trained your brain. Fast English becomes normal English.
And the best part? You'll enjoy conversations again. You'll watch movies and actually laugh at the jokes. You'll feel connected, not lost.
Exactly. And that's what learning English is all about. Connection, joy, and freedom.
Before we close, I want to say this to everyone listening. Be proud of yourself. You're doing something millions of people are too afraid to do. You're growing.
Yes, you're building not just your English, but your courage. Every time you speak, listen, or try again, you're training your mindset to be stronger.
So please don't give up. Your English journey is a marathon, not a sprint. You might be slow today, but one day you'll look back and realize you've come so far.
That's right. So keep going. Keep learning. Keep believing. Fast English will soon feel clear, and English will no longer be something you fear. It'll be something you own.
Beautifully said, Emily. I think that's the perfect note to end on.
Thank you all for listening to Miss English Channel. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Tell us, what part helped you the most?
We'd love to hear your story. Remember, progress begins with one step, and that step starts today.